Continuance of the recording is 3:52, October 2nd of the year 2020, and we had to pause because I had to receive a phone call. We have criminal summons here, Judge. You cannot be charging people criminally, Judge. None of the vehicle code is crime. It's a civil violation if you engage in business on the road. For your information and the information of the public at large. You charge somebody criminally and then you what? What do? You convert it into civil petty misdemeanor? It's not even arrestable, Judge. If there should be a disagreement, both parties can walk into the place and to see the judge without any detention. And the judge is on duty. He's supposed to look at it immediately. There is no detention. You send me criminal summons, Judge, and I'm charging you with bringing false and misleading statements into the record in violation of Title 15, Section 1692E. Carries penalty of $25 million and it's a 30-year imprisonment, Judge. Would you like to be labeled as a criminal if you are not, especially when you are an honorable member of the military service? Would you like to be taking your picture from the detention center like, hey, this guy is a criminal? Would you, Judge? You are very close to do that. Because I will make sure that you go into where you belong for the rest of your life. Negligence. Intentional infliction of mental anguish, Judge. How would you like for anybody to come over to your house with guns, displaying judge, saying your name with speakers, like they came over here? And I'm posting that video, Judge, for you to see it. I am smart enough to save all this evidence. I'm a forensic investigator. So now, Judge, what kind of jurisdiction you'll be operating if you charge somebody criminally? If you charge somebody criminally, they're supposed to go to the attorney generals or the district attorney. And the district attorney will run it over to the grand jury. And the grand jury will look at the evidence and decide if there is a reason to prosecute or not. And the jury indictment becomes the warrant. So now, let me take you back in a little bit. If I file this on the 13th of August, and you issue your bogus warrant that we have here, okay? This is you, Judge. This is you signing this document. Look, is that your signature, Judge? This one here gets issued on August 22nd. But remember, we filed on August 13th. So you say, oh, well, I don't relate to all these documents. I'm still going to bring them in because the evidence is here, Judge. All magistrate, all warrants are illegal. Where is the indictment, Judge? Where is the sworn statement that Mr. Gusardo brought to you? Did you administer an oath? Did you ask him to raise his right hand and give you the statement under oath? No, you did not. Did you? I want to see it. I'm requesting it. You don't have it, Judge. This is the dirty practices that you do there all day, every day, and you've been doing it for a long time. And I'm gonna seek that these people gets reimbursed. All the people that got through your courtroom deserves to get their money back, Judge. Because you took money that does not belong to you. It says here, arrest cannot be made by service of this copy original warrant on file at, it doesn't have a location, Judge. Where is the original document, Judge? Where is the original document, Judge? So you go around writing warrants for people's arrest when they send you this type of courtesy lawful notifications? You're showing the world exactly what you did, you know? I mean, some people may not be realized, but we live in a world that is turning. And this determines the location of the record. We have dates, we have times. Your criminal summons, some criminal Lawrence Gusardo officer, which is a trespasser, a criminal, and your accomplice, that goes and sits on the parking lot of the bank to stalk people and to stake out people, innocent citizens, innocent people, and traffic with it. I was in your courtroom, Judge. I see a lot of people in there. What is this? Ghost versus goat? The state of New Mexico do not exist, Judge, and you know it. The state of New Mexico is a corporation, and all corporations are ghosts, including you, Judge. You are a corporation. And this is where the fictitious conveyance of language begins. You are notified that a complaint, a copy of which is attached hereto, has been filed in this court, charging that you. Who is you, Judge? Who do you refer when you say you? My name is not you. And we went over this when you kidnapped me the first time. When you came over saying, what's your name? You don't even know how to speak, Judge. You were not asking for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga's name because you are not capable of doing that properly. The correct way to do it is, and who may I have the pleasure to be speaking with today? Put it in your mind, Judge. However, I don't know if it might make a difference in your life from this point onward. Concealing identity. Okay, now, Officer Gusardo was never given a document with a name. A driver's license mainly. You don't give him a license, you have no contract. I don't have a contract, Judge. I'm under 1-308, 103.6, and 109. Make a note. Read it. Go to the library. Go to the Library of Law in Santa Fe. It'll do you very good while you get arrested. Speeding 11-15. What is the speed limit and for whom? The signs are not designed for people. Legislation will never make a sign and say you cannot go this fast. But if you can bring that legislation, Judge, we'll take a look at it. I'm telling you, it does not exist. And you know it. Evidence of registration. So what does that mean, evidence of registration? The cop came over to you and say, oh, I got this guy, I gave him a ticket for evidence of registration. What is that, Judge? What do you perceive from that? Well, he had evidence of registration. Registration for what? And where is the registration? We never saw that such document do not exist. You can go in the motor vehicle department and see how many vehicles do I own. I own no vehicles, 0. So where is this evidence comes from? Now, Lawrence Gusardo, you still have to testify to this, because you were challenged once and you adopted, you acknowledged not to have any jurisdiction 13 times. 13 times. You even thank the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga. Thank you for being so calm and so calm and and so polite. The very same day that the judge ordered my kidnapping from inside the courtroom on Belen, you had to go like a little child going over there to see what the judge was going to say because you are not a lawyer. See, you are a prosecutor, and the prosecutor has to be on with me. And we still have to do that. I'm going to have the honor to put you on the stand. I'm going to ask you questions that you don't know how to answer because you don't know. It's obvious to me that you are not trained for the position. Now, this document here comes via United States mail. You stole the identity for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Bonce, which is the full given name. My name is not half of it or the last part of it. My name is not without the first initial. I am part of the noble family. I am Guatepozo Tlayecanqui, tribal governor of the tribal Nahuatl in Mexico. So if somebody comes over and starts telling your mom different names, would you agree to that? Oh yeah, my mom, all those names, yeah. Right? Now we're going to go into the fun part here. These are the citations. Do you see? They have a stamp of the United States. You've been captured as a trespasser. You wrote these 4 corporate notes with false accusations. Each one of these corporate notes with false accusations is subject to a penalty, each one of them. And it is 1 count of perjury. You don't have basis to write this or to say, for example, one of these ones here says subject. You don't know. The definition of the word subject, or how do you determine when somebody is a subject? I just told you I don't engage on business on the road. Clearly, I am not subject. A monkey could figure that out. 1. Driver's license number. I never showed you no driver's license. So wherever you got this document, you are bringing false and misleading statements to the record. And you're in violation of Title 15, Section 1692E and Title 15, Section 1692F, as in Foxtrot, lowercase, both of them. Now we refuse these documents under refuse per cause, and we said that under 1-308 we don't have any contract. You cannot practice anything if there is no contract. Contract law is contract law. The contract makes the law, and if there is no contract, there is no law. And if there is no law, there is no jurisdiction. And if there is no jurisdiction, you don't have a case, and you know it. And if you knew it, or you should have known that. If you knew it, it's willful tort of violation, willful tort of malpractice, in violation of protective rights, in violation of the UCC 1-308. How do you respond to that one? If you're going to honor the UCC, okay, well, we're going to honor the UCC altogether or none of it. But over here, you hold up one side and deny the other one. Hey, you are in front of the Superior Court of Justice. And this day was coming, but you just didn't know when. Hey, no, we're going to use your act, your little nonsense of yesterday's meeting at 1:20 in your supermarket court, saying, "Oh, I didn't know there was a discovery. We have documents that we directed to you via certified mail, and you did receive them." So that's another perjury that you didn't know because we have your signature. In this affidavit of truth, item 4, page 15 of 20, affidavit of truth. The undersigned affiant hereby certifies to be a live natural man and living being, life declares to the best of knowledge that it is truly a human born as indicated on the birth certificate. Herein attached for reference with copy of the passport. Affiant hereby certifies that information herein is true and correct under penalty of perjury. J. Jesús-Arriaga, 6/24/2019. Date 6/24/2019. On this 24th day of June 2019, a live man who identified himself as J. Jesús-Arriaga Bonce appeared before me as a notary public on the state of New Mexico and attested to the truth of this affidavit with his private seal and signature. This document tells you that I'm a real human being, that I'm not a corporation, and therefore I'm not subject to any corporate law. And it has been served to you via the state of New Mexico by the Secretary of State, and is being given to you a presentment of conclusion of law. Conclusion. Now, for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce has the pleasure to read this to you in second grade level, and I hope that you understand or you can make something out of this, okay? Conclusion. Excuse me, Judge, but I will not be denied due process for the second time. If you attempt to deny me due process, I am entitled to which you are required to ensure by your contract with me via your oath, then you're acting ultra vires, and you will be in contempt of your duty, an oath. And my natural rights in my venue, which I will put you right smack dab in the middle of a full personal liability for the damage you may cause in any ultra vires acts which interfere with my rights as a man or a woman up on the land, on my venue. Remember, I operate on my venue, not on yours. In the alternative, if you wish incorrectly presume me to be a person who is the named defendant without any evidence or proper claim, establishing such you'd entering within my right to conduct commerce, it will be illegal restraint of trade per Title 15 U.S.C. Section 1 and 2, $1 million on the individual, $100 million on the entity, and the RICO laws in addition to federal criminal statutes on relation of the deprivation of rights under color of law, specifically Title 18, Section 241 and 241, among others. And by the way, which resulted in bodily injury to the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce, kidnapping and torture at the hospital, the University Hospital, in August 31st, as contained on the record, where I was tortured by placing a needle in between my fingernail, Judge. Would you like your father to go through that, Judge? Or your mother? Or maybe one of your kids, Judge. Would you like for them to be going to one of those places against their will because of your orders? Put them in jail? You don't have any evidence or proper claim establishing that you are interfering with my right to conduct commerce. It will be illegal restraint of trade per Title 15 U.S. Section 1 and 2, $1 million each. $1 million on the individual and $100 million on the entity. A RICO allows, in addition to federal criminal statutes in relation of the deprivation of rights under color of law. Judge, do you understand? Specifically Title 18, Sections 241 and 242, among others. Those are just a few of the laws, Judge, that you will be on contempt if you don't treat me of. Those are a few of the laws you, Judge, will be on contempt. Don't treat me with contempt. You are in contempt of your process and your contract, and if you continue along this track, and neither one of us want to see that, do we? But you did. You continue. I gave you the opportunity to stop, Judge. You didn't. This is 1 year. It's over 1 year. And in the process, you kidnapped me twice. And you caused damage and sorrow and hardship and sadness to my family. And you need to be punished. You're going to jail for the rest of your life. I say, why don't we settle this matter properly and amicably? According to the law, don't you think? I gave you the opportunity, Judge. It's here. Don't you think? This is forensic evidence of your wrongdoings, of your crime, of your terrorist attack. Now, I certainly wouldn't want you, the plaintiff or prosecutor, to be acting in concert on the record to steamroll me on this matter, Judge, and you did. I asked you not to do it. I said to steamroll me on this matter. You. And it's two cases. One with the criminal Michael J. Doyle, your accomplice, and the other one with your other accomplice, Lawrence Gusardo, batch number 434. You're acting in concert on the record to steamroll me on this matter, in contravention of the law, duty, and well-established jurisprudence. Jurisprudence is not a joke to toy with, Judge. And you did. It's on the record, and there is nothing you can do about it. This is a document that you read, Judge. Do you speak English? Do you read second level English? Now, do your duty to demand the plaintiff or the proper prosecutors to establish himself, his case before the court as I have required, or dismiss the lawful claim. No, you did not, Judge. You say, hey, throw him in jail. But you had read this document, Judge. You still say, hey, take him away. And I was held for 102 hours, sleeping on concrete with 2 spinal cord injuries at the neurological level, Judge. If your father had a spinal cord injury at the neurological level, he couldn't probably sit down. But if you put him to sleep for 102 hours in concrete, Judge, now you know what you did. Without any jurisdiction, without any right. I'm charging you with $1,050 per minute. And I sent you a document. And I sent you a document. I couldn't attend to your bogus hearing because I was in so much pain and I was so hurt. And what do, Judge? You issue another warrant? You didn't know you were caving, you were caving fast, you were sinking fast in your own deeds and your own crime. And you were doing it on the record, Judge. Now, dismiss the claim. That was your only option. You didn't have a sworn statement. You didn't have a grand jury indictment. I mean, these tickets are not even signed. What is your problem, Judge? Is this how you swore to uphold the Constitution? because now you show the world and you still show in the world. And this is going to be with you for a while because these videos are not going to stop anytime soon. This is forensic evidence. And now with the magic of the video, we're going to be posting this on YouTube. This is going to go out to the United Nations. This is already gone to the Oval House, to the Oval Office on the White House. You're familiar with General Miley, don't you? I'm very familiar with him. But if you are not, he's coming your way. He's going to talk you some sense on this and say, hey, what happened here? He's coming your way. You're not absolute. You're not above the law, Judge. And if you decide to run, we have Interpol on standby. And we have the federal claim of tort. And we have the Department of Justice. And we have the agency of that is in charge in violations of right by people like you. Those were your lawful options, Judge, and you didn't do it. And so, Judge, how would you like to proceed, Judge? I ask you. I gave you the opportunity. You could say, well, at this moment we are dropping this, right? If you knew it. No, you were using some anger because I had issued a warrant for your arrest, Judge. Because you colluded with Michael J. Doyle to roll steam me for a few $100s. I wonder if the state is paying you good enough, Judge, so that you don't have to do that. In the case of Pat Gomez, the judgment was $3,800, and just because you are so hungry and so desperate for money, you lower it down to $600. This is what necessitated for me to appeal. So we go back 5 years, Judge. This is enough of the abuse. I have record that you have abused me and my family for 5 years, but you're going away for the rest of your life. I don't think anybody will have a problem doing that other than me. But in my part, I'm sentencing you to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. You don't belong out here. You don't belong out here, Judge. Please notice of my intent to give part to the U.S. Department of Justice and expose the entire record to them. You did not believe me, Judge. But they have it as we speak. And we have documents here where we have filed claim with the Federal Trade Commission. Okay, Judge. There seems to be some miscommunication here. I have wrongfully and unlawfully presented as the defendant on case number M60MR201900-27 legitimate claim of I have not seen the bonds supporting the plaintiff's criminal action against me. Plaintiff has not proper standing on this court to address me on this matter. Therefore, I'm obviously at a serious disadvantage due to the lack of disclosure, discovery of transparency in this matter. Since you and the plaintiff prosecutor seem to be on the same page, and I am on the dark at this point, as you know, this lower court is operating outside the law on equity. You didn't understand that part, Judge? And I underlined it for you. It's underlined. Double underlined. I hereby appoint you as my trustee, over the state of the defendant to protect my interest as beneficiary and administer this matter in a fiduciary capacity on my behalf. And you didn't, Judge. You owe me a fiduciary duty, and you didn't, Judge. Please proceed as my trustee. Did you? In this matter, and I thank you very much. Did you? Did you, Judge? Further, the magistrate and the plaintiff are invited to each file to serve on all parties a brief no later than September 2, 2019. You never did, Judge. You never challenged this document. These documents are to be challenged or they are to be treated seriously. You're a judge, correct? You have family, don't you? If somebody wants to take your wife under a false accusation, what do you do, Judge? You know how to write this document? What if you write this document and then the other judge still railroad your wife? How do you feel, Judge? Is this how you proceed? Is this how you swore to uphold the Constitution and protect the people? This is conspiracy, Judge. This is treason, Judge. You are deceiving those who hire you, those who are making you paycheck. You are deceiving them. You are thieving from them, Judge. And they are watching you. How much money did you get from Michael J. Doyle, Judge, or from Pat Gomez? In that meeting, you didn't allow me to speak either. I said, may I please the court? And when you answer the way you did, I knew right there that I had to be very careful with you. And I started my investigation. This is since 2005, Judge. And this is 2020, 5 years of my life. 5 years of my life. 7 cases, one, altogether 7 cases, including another one here that we're going to go in this one, because in this one you're getting sentence, and the other one you are also getting sentence. And this document was respectfully submitted to the court and the court seal witnessed by for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga of the Avonce family, plenipotentiary federal postal judge, sui juris and special master in common law executor, and forensic investigation team director. What part you didn't understand, Judge? What part on this book you didn't understand, Judge? After the kidnapping on December 10th, I got out of jail. I went over and I saw you in the court while I was filing this document on case M60MR201900267. And the document is a notice of default. Notice of default that was served to the court via certified mail, item number 70191640000105956710, and is being signed as received on December 31st of the year 2019, what I wrote the judgment, and I put a default, judgment of default, the State of New Mexico prosecuting attorney against the State of New Mexico prosecuting attorney Lawrence Gusardo, batch number 434, New Mexico State Police 5, and you, Judge John R. Chavez, Magistrate, and Sherry Aragon Clay, Clerk at Magistrate Court Belen, and you are the correspondent trespassers, wrongdoers, kidnappers, rapists. Notice of default judgment. 1 J. Jesús-Arriaga Bonce, petition for the entry of a default by the notary against correspondence, State of New Mexico, prosecuting attorney Lawrence Gusardo, batch number 434, New Mexico State Police, District 5, 1 John R. Chavez, Magistrate, and Sherry Aragon Clerk at Magistrate Court, Belen, New Mexico, for correspondence failure to rebut claimant's notice of dismissal with prejudice, filed on the 13th day of December of 2019, wherein claimants demanded a rebuttal by affidavit within 15 days of receipt of the notice, dismissal with prejudice. The correspondent has instituted no rebuttal by affidavit. Therefore, the correspondents have acquiesced in it is a statutory default. This default notice shall evidence that J. Jesús-Arriaga Ponce is correct in his analysis of law and other inquiries contained within in this default notice. The analysis of the law and other inquiries contained. The correspondents are stopped from any further action against the human person of the claimants and is without judicial standing, as no controversy in law or material fact between the parties exists. What part of this speech you don't understand, Judge? I just read it on second grade level reading for you. And it is hereby ordered the surrender of the performance on replevin bonds no later than 15th day of January of 2020. No bonds. You lost. This is a crime. You're operating without insurance. That's insurance fraud. And we have the insurance commissioner on standby. We brought him over precisely because we want him to witness this. You don't have a bond. In commercial, if you're bringing the controversy, you shall have to bring the remedy. And by the way, the performance bonds that require are 3 times the amount they are seeking. If not proven or unsuccessfully done on the procedure, the replevin and the performance bond goes to the damaged party, which is the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Ponce, and I am demanding that you place those bonds and surrender, or I will dictate the death penalty by the electric chair. Under common law, my decision is final and it cannot be reviewed by any other court. Default is entered on this action against the correspondent's name of the foregoing petition to failure to serve and file any paper as required by law. You never file a document. This document here is on challenge, as well as the entire process that I served you with. This is how you show the world your incompetence. And Susana Martinez has to come back over here and answer to why is it that she is appointing someone without the expertise, without realizing that they can cause so much harm as the one that you have caused my family for the past 5 years. And I am prosecuting also the ex-governor. Hey, what do you do? Well, I just got out of the army. I never made it to be a general, but I'm a colonel. Oh, really? Hey, you want to be a judge? Yeah, sure. How much do you pay? Do you pay good? Yeah, sure. All you have to do is just do this. Hey, but I don't know any law. No problem. Just take the robe, put it on. Hide yourself behind that black dress. These are my medals of honor, Judge. This I earned. You have nothing. You have no honor. You are dishonorable. Prove me different. Show me that you know how to proceed in accordance with the law, Judge. You can only dream. If you ever wanted to make it to Congress, you're going to be going to Congress, believe me. I'll make your dream come true. You're going to Congress, but you're coming over in an orange jumpsuit. I'm pretty sure that Congress wants to see you and wants to see what is it that gives you the authority to do all this. And then we're going to scrutinize into your properties. How do you obtain your properties, and on what salary? How many houses do you own, Judge? Because I know of another judge, he has 5 houses that I'm going to lien. And I'm going to lien yours as well. Now, all your property is going to be lien. You're going to be left without it. In fact, it's going to have to be questioned. What do you do, Judge? Certificate of service. One J. Jesús-Arriaga Bonce hereby certify that a true and correct copy of the petition for the default and the default was served, certified, mailed article 701916400010595671. What are you going to tell the world? That you never received this document? That this is all a dream or a nightmare? And it is autographed Federal Postal Judge, so a jurist and one of the people for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Bonce, J. Jesús-Arriaga Bonce, UCC 1-308, 1-103.6, and 1-109. Just on this one. And it is being recorded with the Valencia County. It's being recorded on the book, filed and recorded. And it's been served to you via the Secretary of State, by the Great Seal of the state. If you notice, all this process is under the Great Seal. Yours is not. When we came over to straighten up the record in good faith, I interviewed Prosecutor Gusardo. Prosecutor Gusardo was advised on the record, and we're going to post that recording because we also have a video recording, which we only recorded the audio. The read of a freeman's right of travel was read, and he says, "Oh, so you're saying that it was wrong for me to pull you over?" And I said, "Absolutely, you have no jurisdiction." And then he says, "Oh, let me see what the judge is going to say about that." Now, remember, Judge, you're not a prosecutor. You're not a lawyer. You don't even have any authority. You don't even have the oath that it is required. It satisfies the Article 6 of the Constitution. You're in violation of Title 1, Section 101. You're doomed. You're done. You're in violation of what? Stat 23, page 1, Section 1. Go read it, Judge. It'll bring something to you. And I'm going to read this for you, okay? I'm going to read the read of a freeman's right of travel, since I have the pleasure to do it. Again, I'm going to do it on second grade level for your convenience. It's going to be read so that you will understand. But again, I mean, these gadgets usually have a little thing in there where you can slow it down if it's too much for you, or if it's too fast or too complicated. The read of a freeman's right to travel. This document was filed in case 120CV0013 JFR JHR document 7 file 0406-2020 page 7 of 38, and you have it. It was given to you. This is filed on federal. The read of a freeman's right to travel justice notice demand for rights protected by the Constitution for the United States of America. for the United States of America. Known all men, this presents that I, J. Jesús-Arriaga Ponce, UCC 1-308, 103.6, and 109, do travel upon the roadway, byway, highway, airways of this United States as a matter of asserted common law rights. That I assert my full sovereignty as a free and natural person, freeman under the common law of the Constitution for the United States of America, to wit. Are we clear on that, Judge? I hope I'm not overwhelming your little brain with all this information. States informing on unconstitutional laws. If some state laws are unconstitutional, are there ways for the states to mandate restrictions on licensing, registration, and insurance requirements? To know, we need to look at the U.S. Supreme Court to determine for ourselves the answers of these questions. The right of the citizen to travel upon public highways and transport her property therein on by carriage or automobile. It doesn't say vehicle. By automobile is not a mere privilege, which is a city state may prohibit. It will be a common right which she has under the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Since when do you regulate that, or under what code? Come on, bring me a code. Tell me, I can regulate your right to travel under this code. You will be out of luck. You will never be able to bring it, and you know it. Thompson versus Smith, and this is a standing decision of the Supreme Court of the United States, 154 SC 579. You are now sitting on the stand, Judge. You're sitting on the bench. You're listening to this law while I sent you this. And now you're sitting on the witness stand, listening to what you did not do. You're on the superior court of record, on this superior court of record, in front of three judges in the United States District Court for the District of New Mexico, where we have the U.S. Marshal on standby. And he's going to look at this video as well. And we're going to request that he performs under his oath and duty, or else we're going to pick him up as well. We'll just pass it on to Vereen or Miley. States informing unconstitutional laws. If someone, state, law are unconstitutional, are there ways to state and mandate restrictions on licensing, registration, and insurance requirements? To know, we need to look at the U.S. Supreme Court to determine for ourselves the answers to these questions. The right to the citizen to travel in public highways and transport her own property thereon by carriage of an automobile is a mere privilege which a city state may prohibit. It will but a common right which she has under the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thompson versus Smith, 154 SE 579. The use of the highways for the purpose of travel and transportation is not a mere privilege, but a common law fundamental right. I'm going to say it again, fundamental right. Fundamental right. What part you don't understand of fundamental right, Judge? Where the public and individuals cannot be rightfully deprived of. Chicago Motor Coach versus Chicago 337, Illinois 20169, NE 2266, Alpha Lima Romeo 834 Ligare versus Chicago. 139 3 48 28 November Echo 934 Booney with Dart 214 SW 607 25 8 M Michael Juliet Uniform Roger 1 Highway Section 163. For a crime to exist, there must be an injured party. There can be no sanction or penalty. For a crime to exist, there has to be an injured party. There cannot be sanction or penalty imposed on one because of this exercise of constitutional rights. Shear versus Colleen 4A1 F945. The right to travel is part of the liberty of which the citizen cannot be deprived without due process of law under the Fifth Amendment. Kelly versus Dulles 357 U.S. 16125. Where rights are secured by the Constitution are involved, there can be no rulemaking or legislations will abrogate them. Miranda versus Arizona 384 U.S. 436125. The claim and exercise of a constitutional right can be converted into a crime, cannot be converted into a crime. And Lawrence Gusardo says it is a crime. I ask him, is that a crime? Yeah. Now he has to prove it. It's on the record. It's on video. I overheard yesterday, 6 months go by, we flash everything, but you were requested to preserve and serve this record. You're on violation of U.S. Section 2071. You're going to prison for 3 years just for disposing of that evidence because you were requested on the record to save it and provide it, which you never did. But we have other evidence that we secure, and it's going to be posted for this people, for the public to see, for this world to see your crime in progress. Under our system of government, upon the individual and intelligence of the citizen, the state does not claim nor control him, her, under his, her conduct, or other leaving him, her, farther sole judge until he affects himself, herself. Mugler versus Kansas 123 U.S. 623. And this is all standing decision by the Supreme Court. How can anybody override this or overturn it? Under what authority? It is reasonable to assume that these judicial decisions are straight on the point that there is lawful method for government to put restrictions or limitations on rights belonging to the people. There is no question that a citation ticket issued by police officer for no driver's license, current vehicle registration, or mandatory insurance, etc., which carries a fine or jail time, is penalty and is indeed converting a right into a crime. So now we have 4 tickets where Lawrence Gusardo issued those tickets converting my right to travel for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Ponce to travel and convert it into a crime. Hey, now you owe this estate. Now you got to pay ransom. You got to go over there with Judge John R. Chavez, who is demanding money from you, from your wife, because this is the way we do it. And the cop told me, come on, bro. It's only $85. I said, I am not you, bro, and I am not subject to your penalties. A corporate entity, whether in be a city, state, or U.S. government, cannot testify as an injured party. So the state of New Mexico issues these tickets. Well, bring the state of New Mexico. Have them sit on the stand. I want to see what kind of damage I caused to the state of New Mexico. It says right here, number 10, page 8 of 38, file on the district court for the United States, case number 120 Charlie Bravo 0013, Juliet Foxtrot Romeo, Juliet Hotel Romeo, document 7, file in 4/06/2020. And it was sent to you, Judge. It was sent to you. You got this document one day and you read it. But you still said, oh, I'm still bringing this guy here. I'm still having him kidnap and torture. I'm still getting his wife to go and make me some money because I'm not making enough. The state doesn't pay me enough. Is that what happened, Judge? With the hefty salary of yours, I don't see why you have the need to be doing this, Judge. You are being prosecuted for doing this. A corporate entity, whether it is to be a city or state or U.S. government, cannot testify as an injured party. This cannot be cross-examined. I cannot cross-examine the state. But now that the state dropped the charges, now I say, okay, well, now you enter this contract, now you owe me. And we are requesting that you pay for the bill, that you pay for all this money. It's only $50,000 per day in lawful money since July 16 of 2019. You can do the numbers. I'm pretty sure, I'm certain that you know how to do numbers. Or you know how to come out with the figure, with the amount. You enter the contract. A corporate entity, whether a city, state, or U.S. government, cannot testify as an injured party. It thus cannot be cross-examined. As an individual, one can speak, and you guys didn't let me speak yesterday. Oh, we had to put him on mute, Your Honor, because he was being a bit disruptive. I still have to interview this clown because he is a clown. I never hire no clown. I don't need no clown to come and say or talk or speak, but he is colluded. In fact, we have a contract here that we send him in the same note. If you didn't withdraw, $50,000 per day, and we have the contract here, and we're going to enforce this contract. And it was requested. As an individual, one can speak for a corporation but cannot be an injured party as a living person or of record in propria persona. For the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Bonce, J. Jesús-Arriaga Bonce, 1-308, 103.6, and 1-109. Date, this 3rd day of April of 2020. You received this document, Judge. And then I have an explicit reservation of rights. And I'm going to read it again to you, Judge, on 2nd grade level so that you will comprehend. ¿Comprende? ¿Capich? This is a sworn statement, date this 3rd day of April of 2020, in the State Republic of New Mexico, County of Valencia, subscribed, sworn, and sealed this 31st day of December 2020, 20 of day of the date is here. Well, I'm pretty sure you have the same document. Did personally appear before me, and it is known to the one described and who executed the foregoing instrument, and acknowledged that she executed the same as her fact did sovereign state citizen in this above named state of the union, purpose of notary for identification only, and part for entrance into any foreign jurisdiction. Date 31st, 2020. Notary public. My commission expires. And the date. Explicit reservation of rights. To all peace officers, my use of without prejudice 1-207 or 1-308 and or 103.6 and 109, and under duress about my signature of this and all documents, indicates that I have exercised the reservation of my rights provided in the Uniform Commercial Code in link with section 1201-207, whereby I might reserve my common right not to be compelled to perform under any contract or agreement that I have not entered into knowingly, voluntarily, or intentionally, and that the reservation serves notice upon the administrative agencies of governments, national, state, and local, that I do not and will not accept the liability accepted with the compelled benefit of any unrevealed commercial agent without prejudice 1-207. The old 1-207 is the new 1-308 under the UCC signature J. Jesús-Arriaga Avonce, dated April 3rd, 2020, and this is my autograph. What part you didn't understand, Judge? Second grade. You're a colonel. Colonels on the Army read at a second grade level, correct, Judge? Or this is how you do things in the Army? Or that's all you can be? Be all you can be in the Army. It is obvious. You're showing the world that you are doing everything and anything except as the law says that has to be done. We have a judicial notice to withdraw and a cause of law. This is how we respond. We don't get no lawyers to come over and play this mambo jumbo or this hargo bargo. I know exactly what you're up to. I know this is just an extortion, and we send this to the lawyer. And this goes for you, lawyer. I hope you have enough money for a new pair of shoes with the money they gave you to come over and testify like you did, because I'm scrutinizing your performance. I'm positive that you are insured. Your insurance is going to dump you. You're gonna have to go work landscape from now on. And I will seek that your insurance will dump you, because you have no right to come and represent anybody without a contract. You've damaged the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Avonce, Federal Postal Judge, sui juris, and you are going to pay for it. We wrote this letter to you in regard to your appearance. We never ever anticipated that they will put a clown or a rodeo clown in way of the bull that was coming here against the judge, as we have now. From the executive office, occupant, the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga of the Avonce family, personal representative executor of the all capital name, fiction special master in common law, and federal postal judge sui juris, and one of the people in P.O. Box 2441, Los Lunas, New Mexico, XXXXX99-98, to and versus trespassers, wrongdoers, John A. Duran et al., Brendan D. McDonald et al., 105 Bryn Mawr Drive, Southwest Albuquerque, New Mexico, 87106. And for the record, this is the document that you received. Pause the video, take a screenshot, read it, comprehend, you got it, and I'll tell you one thing, this contract is effective. Let's see how good of a lawyer you are, or who's going to come and you rescue. Who are you going to hire? A judge? Judicial notice to withdraw and cause at law. For the cause knowledge of the consequent facts is with the claim of the contract terms with the law, rules, codes, duties by an authority. Second grade reading. Do you understand? Can you go? Do you want me to read it again, or you think you can do it on your own? With the failure to withdraw is with the $50,000 in lawful money minted by the United States Treasury per each 24 hours or 1 day of the contempt of this order. I order you to withdraw. For the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Ponce, Federal Postal Judge sui juris presiding in this Superior Court, ordered this pseudo lawyer to withdraw or be liable on $50,000 per day in lawful money. You cannot pay with bogus money. Federal Reserve is trash, bogus, worthless. You think you can commit a crime and then pay with bogus, worthless, trash money? Show me the law. And here we go again. With the failure to withdraw is with the $50,000 in lawful money minted by the United States Treasury per each 24 days, each 24 hours or 1 day of the contempt of this order. The Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Ponce reserves the right to present, invoke, and protect all protected rights and the right to proceed accordingly against all trespassers. Under what authority, sir, you can come and represent a federal judge? What's your authority to represent a federal judge? Or since when you were trained to represent a federal judge? Since when can you subject a federal judge to juris corpus secandi, if you know what I'm talking about? Juris corpus secandi. Since when and under what authority? Hey, you're going down. And you're going down fast. Interpol is on standby. And your insurance is watching this video, and your insurance is going to watch the poor performance, the crappiest performance ever in your life. Oh, we have to put him on mute because he was being a bit disruptive. Disruptive, final answer? Disruptive? Who was the one doing the disrupting here? The one reserving his rights or the one subjecting a federal judge under juris corpus secandi? Forcibly, without a contract. In interference of justice and obstruction of law, on obstruction of justice, and bringing false and misleading information or statements into the record in violation of Title 15, Section 1692E. Go read it, lowercase e. In Title 15, Section 1692F, Foxtrot, lowercase. The Superior Court of Record grants 72 hours from the date and time of receiving this judicial notice to withdraw in writing pursuant the rules of ethics and professional conduct. This order is not a bench warrant, but becomes one on contempt, and you never withdrew. So you turn this order into a bench warrant. And we have the U.S. Marshal coming your way because you don't do that. Do I go and interfere in your mother's proceedings? I go and get in between your mother's proceedings or your father's, your kids' lives or your life without any authority? Who paid you? Or what kind of need you may have that you have to do this bogus transaction and this fraud in order to feed your family or give him a decent meal nowadays. It is ordered on this 10th day of December of 2019 for the Federal Postal Filing Court by this Federal Postal Register number, and I have signed this under my hand and seal. For the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Monse, Federal Postal Judge Sui Juris, Culto Erudito Instruito Sapiente, Faculty de la Vie, Sestui KB for the capital name. And then we label all of this. We put all of these violations in your document, Mr. Duran. You advertise here. We're gonna go on and file a claim under false advertisement. John A. Duran is not registered in the role of attorneys of the Supreme Court of Justice. Brendan D. McDonough is not registered on the role of attorneys of the Supreme Court. Duran McDonald LLC, you are a corporation. Since when a corporation can represent a human being? Where in the book? Where in your school? Or who gave you that training? You're a corporation, you go and represent people. Never. You did the worst thing you could do in your career, and therefore you're going to jail. You're going to jail. It's on the record. Hey, we have documents, forensic evidence. This is a legal process. If I go downtown and I barge into a legal process and I start moving papers and doing things without an authority, I'm quite positive I'm going to be sanctioned and I shall get in a world of trouble, especially if I'm a lawyer and I'm aware that this is not to be done. I'm sentencing you to life in prison for violation of protective rights under common law, under violation of Title 16, Section 92E and F, lowercase. I don't think you have money to get out of this. If you are doing this for a couple of bucks to feed your family, a couple of extra bucks, who hired you, by the way? The state? So we go and formulate some bogus charges. We do whatever we feel, and then we violate the rights and everything. One day we'll tell him to come over with a phone, and then we'll just close it. And I'll say, oh, he's being a bit disruptive. Who's being disruptive here? John, Brendan, D. McDonald, Brendan Dick McDonald. Is that your given name? You were given the opportunity to come and bring your real ID to the federal court and you failed. You're on the list of the criminal complaint if you did, if you know it. And we also submitted your documents, and these documents were submitted to the New Mexico Bar Association for your disbarment. And they never rejected it. the contractor center, and we told the director that if he did not act under his duty and perform under his oath and contract, he will also be picked up by the U.S. Marshal. So we got a big family here. This document here reads in a fraudulent language. It's a fictitious conveyance of language in violation of 18 U.S.C. Section 1001, and you should know it. You've gone over this. You went to school. What did they tell you? Oh, yeah, you can write on any language. You can just do whatever you please and you'll be fine. It says here that it is also a violation of Title 15 U.S. Code Section 1692 Echo in lowercase. Tell me different. Go bring me the law. You're a lawyer. You're the maximum authority. You're the one playing this little game with all these trespassers. I'm charging you with identity theft because this is not for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga's name. And if you didn't know it, inclusio. The inclusion of one is the exclusion of all others. How can somebody be such an idiot? How can somebody be such a lost soul? It is mail fraud. It is mail fraud. And you are on violation of the following. I'm bringing it because I have it here. You're on violation of 31 U.S. Code 3802, false claims and statements liability under Title 18 U.S.C. Section 1342. For your knowledge, take a picture of this, pause the video, and go and read all about it. And it is written on second grade English. Any person who makes, presents, or submit, or causes to be made, presented, or submitted a claim to the person known as reason to know is false, fictitious, and fraudulent. Who is Jesús-Arriaga? You don't have an idea. And who is John A. Duran? For you, mister, to answer, please state your full given name for the record as it appears in your birth certificate or your certificate of live birth, whatever you want to call it. Includes is supported by any written statement which asserts material fact which is false, fictitious, or fraudulent. What part you don't understand, clown? Omits material fact. False, fictitious, or fraudulent as a result of such omission, and a statement in which a person making, presenting, or submitting a statement has a duty to include such material fact, or is for payment for provision or property or service which the person has not provided as claim shall be subject, in addition to any other remedy that might be prescribed by law, a civil penalty, but no more than 5,000 of each such claim, except as provided paragraph 3 of this subsection. Such person shall also be subject to an assessment in lieu of damages sustained by the United States because of such claim of not more than twice the amount of such amount or any proportion of such a claim, which is determined under the chapter to be in violation in the preceding sentence. Any person who makes, presents, or submits or cases to be made, presented, or submitted a written statement that any person known or has reason to know asserts material fact which is false, fictitious, or fraudulent. You don't have any evidence of these facts that you submitted. You don't have a contract. You never were retained. You're in violation of protective rights. You are subject to penalties and imprisonment. And you're going to jail for life. And everybody is going to see it happen. You remember Donald Trump's judge, Donald Trump's lawyer? What do you think you are? What do you think you are? What do you think you are? Who do you think you are? What powers do you possess? You should show the world on video. We have you on video. This is the nice part, and we will continue to put you on evidence. And you are ordered to turn yourself in, to return to this one courtroom. Look for the U.S. Marshal and say, I'm here to turn myself in. Because if you don't turn yourself in, when you get caught up, I will dictate the death penalty. The same for you, Judge. Omits material fact and a false, fictitious, fraudulent as result of such omission. In the case, a statement describing cause 2, subparagraph A is a statement which a person making, presenting, submitting, and statement of duty include such a material fact and contains an accompanied by express clarification or affirmation of the fulfillment of the accuracy of the contents of the statement. As an assessment shall be made under the second sentence of the paragraph 1, respect to a claim, payment of the government has not been made in such a claim except as provided on paragraphs 2 and 3 of this subsection. A determination under section 3803, subparagraph alpha in lowercase, and then number 2 of this title, that there is an adequate evidence to believe that a person is liable under subsection A of this section, or a determination of section 3803 of this title that a person is liable under section A of this section. May provide the authority with grants of commencing any administrative or contractual action as such a person is authorized by law, which is in addition to any action against such person under this chapter. In the case of an administrative or contractual action, to suspend or debar any person who is eligible to enter in contracts with the federal government, a determination referring to paragraph 1 of this subsection shall not be considered as to conclusive determination as a person's responsibility pursuant to the federal requirement, laws, and regulation. To debar. Debar, you just debar yourself, mister. Debar. You're going to be lucky if they let you do kitchen duty on federal prison. Now this criminal complaint over here is also filed. Case number 120 Charlie Bravo 00113 Juliet Foxtrot Roger Romeo Juliet Hotel Romeo, document 7, filed in June 6 of the year 2020, page 10 of 38. File. For the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga and the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, for complainants and aggrieved defendants of these 5 cases. In your cases here, M60MR201900267, state the following is true and correct to the best of their knowledge on behalf on or about date 4/3/2020 in Valencia County of the state of New Mexico, in the 13th Judicial District Court, case number 120CB0013, Juliet Hotel Roger, The defendant's correspondence trespassers listed on attachment 1 violated 6 CFR 37.3. You're not using your real name. Now, further, power of court. You are in violation of Title 18, U.S. Section 401. Power of court. A court of the United States shall have the power to punish or fine by imprisonment or both at its discretion such contempt of its authority and none other as misbehavior of any person in its presence, or so near to as to obstruct the administration of justice. Misbehavior of any of his officers under official transaction, disobedience or resistance of his lawful written process under rule, decree, or command. This criminal complaint is based on these facts. The individuals use false identity, and it lists all of your names here. You are listed on this complaint. And you receive copy of this document. If not, come get your copy. It is available. And this copy is your copy for your records. Did you ever thought about it? Did you receive this? Did you say, oh, well, this guy here don't want me to represent him, but hey, I'm still going to do it? Well, let the record show that, because that's exactly what you did. I'm going to be there. I'm going to close the phone on him. And the judge knew it. The judge knew it. I was going to trust him. Little as he realized that I could just make my own video and send it in my account, my channel. And I'm going to ask you to come back and rebut it effectively. Hey, you're done. This is forensic evidence. For the Superior Court of Record on this October 2nd of the year 2020, the time now is 5:19 p.m. You are sentenced to life in prison. You're ordered to turn yourself in. If you run away, you will be caught. Interpol is on standby. We have your information. You can run, but you cannot hide. The sentence will move from life to death penalty by the electric chair. It is on the record. It is ordered on this October 2nd of the year 2020. 1 John R. Chavez, 1 John A. Duran, 1 Brendan D. McDonald, 1 Lawrence Gusardo, batch number 434. You're all ordered to turn yourself in or face the consequence of the death penalty. This decision cannot be reviewed by any other court. It's on the record now. This court remains open. More videos will take place, and we are going to continue. For the time being, this video is going to be entered as a response and proper challenge of the circus of yesterday, where they went in there to pretend that everything is fine now. Okay, now further, we are requesting that the U.S. Marshal for the District of Albuquerque watch this video and act on a ministerial duty on the witnessing of a constitutional wrong and perform as her solemn oath compels nothing less, and under the contract we adopt your oath, bind you to it, and command you under Title 28, Section 636, subchapter Golf, lowercase. You are being given a command of jurisdictional power and temporary assignment in the arrest and the conviction of the trespassers mentioned on this video. It is so ordered.